Hello everyone! So, you might have remembered before that I did something just like this, probably you can tell from the title. This is a video about defensive focuses. So, defensive cover, defensive awareness, just overall defensive tactics. We're going to do in this video. Now, I made another video, and you can probably tell I was white in that one, and my mic quality was absolute dog shit. So hopefully this run be a lot better. And we get the face cam. Add-on bonus. So, first off, we're gonna go over cover. So, cover, we're going over defensive cover now, not offensive cover. Offensive, I'll make another video for that. But so defensive cover. So defensive cover is any cover that will protect both your sides and your front. So, a good example of that would be right in this little crater right here. Your right protected, front protected, your left is protected by the edge of the map, but not totally, so an even better position. I'm just going to come on over here a little bit. Call this Luigi's Ridge. Now this is a prime example of defensive cover. Your left, nice covered, right, nice and covered. You got a nice ridge going along, and your front is completely covered. This is a very nice piece of defensive cover, and yeah. This piece of cover is specifically important because it has two angles. Now in defensive cover, you always want to have angles, and in any cover, you always want to have angles on enemy positions. So right here, as we'll see, we have this main ridge, and then you have an extension leading towards middle. Now, right here is a very nice, I use this a whole bunch. This, you can crossfire in the middle, and if you're good enough, you can actually, when they peek up right there, this is kill distance, by the way, from middle. So you could get some hat tricks right here if they peek up enough. Also, around right here you might be able to do some damage, but that's the piece of cover right there is pretty high, so I don't know if you'll be able to get the most precise shot with that. But it's still a pretty good piece of cover right there, and a good position for you to shoot into the enemy. So when playing defensive, you obviously don't want to waste all your shots at the same time. So your commander will probably say this repeatedly, but in case you don't hear him, this is why I'm making this video. And I might as well just go into detail why I'm making this video, because I forgot at the start. Voice correct. Anyway, I forgot at the start. So basically what you're doing here, and why I'm making this video, is not everyone can attend a CT, not everyone pays attention, so this is a shorter video of an entire CT to give you the details you need for, you know, when you go in IPR or raid, you know, all that good stuff. So this is very important details you're gonna need. Alright, so continuing on. So I was going into, oh yeah, alright. So you don't want to waste your shot. Alright, you want to wait for them. And the optimal place for you to shoot would be when they make ready. But that's not always going to be the case. They're not always going to make ready. Sometimes they'll just keep pushing you. They'll just ram into you and not even shoot. They'll just charge you. In that case, well, you can either shoot and pray, or you can form a elastic defense. Now, credits to Dano for this. He opened my mind to this. So, elastic defense. Now, a good example of this I could show is middle. So middle right here. So let's, for example, say they pushed, they broke here. Middle is broken. Now, instead of falling back and holding across river on the bridge, that's not at all what you want to do. Just because if they break and they keep pushing down, that's usually what happens. You will fall back behind the river. And you're just giving up land. You're just giving up a position right there. Now, what happens then? Well, then, they got you behind the river. They got you right where you want. So, left exposed and the right is exposed. So instead, if they break, don't just go across the river. Instead, you should try and, this is where this spot comes back, you should form a elastic defense. It's kind of going like a U shape or a V shape. So from here, this piece of cover, this piece of cover, right over here, this piece of cover, and right on in here, this piece of cover, forming a U shape around the position they broke through, so that they can't break through anymore, or at least it's going to be harder for them, because you don't want to just give up there and then. No matter the numbers, even if it's one person, get to a place and try and delay the enemy. Delay them as much as possible. Allow the people from the spawn to come back. Now this is more of a tactic that LRs you're not going to use as much. Like, you're not going to be commanding this, but this is just what you should do when the leader would say, yo, form a defense. This is what you do, alright? Form a nice U shape around this area. Now, over here, on the left side, a nice U shape, depending on where they push. See, if they push here, you can't really, you can form more of a hook. I mean, you can go right here, and then hook around right here. If they push here, you could be right here, hook around, just like this, like right here, and right over here. Nice ridge right here to shoot into Luigi's ridge. So that's, and then over here, I might as well demonstrate, if they push down this way. Now, a lot of people don't know this. So, well, they not necessarily know, but they don't do this. So, if they are pushing down this side, why would you sit here? Why would you do that? Of course, don't abandon the position, but NCO's officers, send half your guys. Half your guys. Right down here. Look at that. All open land. Your flank is completely covered from that side. Why do you not do that? I don't know. But, being right here prevents any far right flanking. At least if you can hit your shots, you know. Of course, take that into account. This is not 100% guaranteed. You gotta take the combat into account. But this is just tactics. Combat, later date. Combat would be on the attacking video I'll make later. I don't know when. Anyway. So, yeah, that's basically elastic defense. So, another thing with defense. Awareness. Awareness, very, very big. So, even if you're, I'm going to go back to Luigi's Ridge. Even if you're in Luigi's Ridge, the best defensive cover currently, in my mind, in the map, even if you're here, you're not safe. No matter what cover you're in, you're not safe. That's where awareness goes. And this is also with scouting and all offensive video. Alright. Scouting is in the offensive video. But awareness, you're in a defensive position, right? Okay. So your sides are covered, your front's covered, you think you're good. No, you're not good. Because look behind you. All that land, right open. Now, if a side breaks, and you don't know about it, or there's a slippery motherfucker that got past your lines somehow, and comes up behind you and shoots you when you're reloading. Now, how to avoid that? Camera movement, man. All you gotta do, you take your shot here, you start reloading, you look behind you, you check behind you, look around. Make sure your camera's all the way zoomed out so you can see more, you can get a better visual of what's around you. So, I'm looking, oh, there's a guy, say there's a guy right behind that tree, oh, get shit on. Easy as that, just move your camera behind you to make sure no one's behind you. I mean, it's a real simple solution for probably maybe even half the deaths in IPRs, and raids in general, just not being aware of your surroundings. That's where most deaths come from, surprisingly. It's just not being aware of where you are. It's not the pushes, it's really just not being aware. And you gotta be aware if someone's pushing you or someone's behind you. That's just something you gotta be aware of. Alright? So, just make sure you're moving your camera around. Make sure it's zoomed out. And a good trick, if you want to locate a push, or, now this plays into offense, but just in general, if you're trying to locate something, zoom your camera out, and start, you can, jump and try and see their hats, see anything. Just get up to it, the safest place possible. So, right here, the safest place possible. Get up, jump, come back down, just try and see something. Alright? You want to have at least an estimate of numbers. You don't want to be completely blind when you're going into something, alright? So that's basically the defensive video. This is really a lot of good stuff in this video that I think you should take back. And the benefit to videos is you get to keep rewatching it and keep visiting these tips over and over and over again. So it's never going to get deleted. You'll never forget it. It's all right here if you need it. So that's a good point of the video. Alright? So, with that being said, that pretty much concludes the defensive video. It's definitely, the defensive video is definitely going to be shorter than the offensive video, because a lot of the offense things, take in mind, going over jump shots, awareness, as I said, the scouting, bullet dodging will also be in that video. A whole bunch of stuff that's very vital. This is just basic defense that I think everyone should know. Alright? So, with that being said, take care.